Right, we see mama kwaba emra odi asampa TV. Mosomfo odi asampa ni. Twede ampo abie kwan ni emi ni ahwe won ide megidi se won ho ye. Me so oduma koma da romant me ho odin. Abusia ene ye da sore ya. Ye hu se enenam internet ententan fidie ne so se Ken Ofori Attar ye declare no wanted. Then ene ko bae. Ensem ni na ne se OSP ena declare Ken Ofori Attar wanted. Then I'm on declare no wanted corruption ni niema bi ahodo bi a akoso a omo se omo hia no na waba abeyi ano. Na me no ka se enra ebnada which is 11th February 2025 year. Ena je se emrantie maako dumienu ekwo Ken Ofori Attar efie a omo se OSP ena asoma omo se omo mra efie honom na omo bebo search ewo honom intino ochira ene omo wura na gym ene ni ameya ahodo enyina esearch honom ewo abra omo nsa ye nimode se omo kofa bibia na se sen ene esitie ne de yentumi enka eho asem sisiye na nchiremu a eba ne se omo koye na Ken Ofori Attar ankasa no eni ho Ghana mpanyimfo ne omasem ene de aya na ne kan eye bibia ho ne nchiremu eba nche se owo ayalsabia ewo amanone a osa ne ho yare nkofo we atena amamuomu emfe polepole inwotwe Ibrahim Toure ebaaye just 2 years enie wo hunyansa se there be memmanfo yare a ye wo yare bi wo hon ma je se ye fry omo eko amanone no yentumi independent ewo foreigners for esonko a intin ultramodern machines ahodo Ibrahim Toure edibi aba enene ne ya no se eye nokre se nya nokre de ye nim ba eno no de ye excuse intin eno so ne ye beka ho asem ye da so fry print free hanom ekonkofo kuro so ena ekosa ye ho yare ye da so fry ye ma print e de konkofo kuro so ena eko for better education omo konsekrampo na omo ba omo fa meye ade papa bia enye de emfa ema oman no na wei ena omo de emu nchiremu aba reason ti a ya bono wanted na ni nyina ne se eba ne se sika ahodo because ono na oye finance minister eba ne se sika ahodo bi ni ade a afa ne nsase in fact OSP ne oma ne communicator anase se na namo senior e de emu nchiremu e de ebai yankwe enkotie na ewi anasem ni nyina so no ya bone tofa e de ama Mesro so nya subscribe to Dia Sampa TV, abo subscribe no share no like it. Na afi enso wa ma afofra beka busuaku no se na ebe ya e di video foforo e de tuma on sabeka bi na oso wa hwe. Aya ma me hu adwenche so wo comment section na so say o se efata se ye declare no wanted ana se ye fa no na ye investigate no e wo enyema bi ho. Anu ye a o meyi na odwane ana se nokre yare na oyare na wakoda obi ekuroso. Te san here wuntumi enso enenam amanfo kuro a wahye ne jacket na baby a oprepra yi na okoda na di ame ye hun mamu adwenture e comment section asewa.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, a few minutes ago I signed a directive declaring a high-profile person a fugitive from justice. This person is wanted by the OSP to answer charges in respect of several cases, including the following. 1. Contractual arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector, upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. 2. Termination of a distribution, loss reduction and associated network improvement project contract between the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited and Beijing Xiaochen Technology BXC. 3. Procurement of contractors and materials and activities and payments in respect of the National Cathedral project. 4. Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. And 5, payments out of and utilization of the tax refund account of Ghana Revenue Authority. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the fugitive's name is Kenneth Nanaya Ofori Attar. Mr. Ofori Attar is 66 years old. He was the Minister of Finance of the Republic between 2017 and 2024. Mr. Ofori Attar left the jurisdiction on or around 2 January 2025. On 24 January 2025, the OSP communicated to Mr. Ofori Attar that the OSP considered him a suspect in respect of 4 of the cases described above. Mr. Ofori Attar was directed to attend in person the OSP on Monday, 10 February 2025 at 10 GMT for interview. By communication dated 31 January 2025, Mr. Ofori Attar instructed his lawyers to inform the OSP that he was out of the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds, and that the firm will notify the OSP of his arrival in the country in aid of rescheduling his personal attendance at the OSP. Further, the firm offered its willingness to provide the OSP with any information the OSP may require to aid in the investigation until his arrival in the country. Then on 5 February 2025, the OSP responded to Mr. Ofori Attar, copied to his lawyers, that the OSP did not need or require notification from his lawyers of his arrival in the jurisdiction. The OSP acknowledged Mr. Ofori Attar's lawyers' gracious offer to provide the OSP with information in aid of the investigation. However, and this is important, the OSP insisted that Mr. Ofori Attar's personal attendance at the OSP was required. After all, the lawyers are not under investigation. I don't need lawyers to answer questions on your behalf when you are being investigated. The OSP declined Mr. Ofori Attar's request to be away from the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds on his say-so. Consequently, the OSP directed Mr. Ofori Attar to indicate by close of business on Monday, 10 February 2025, a reasonable date of his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. The OSP warned Mr. Ofori Attar that if he failed so to do, the OSP would take all necessary legal steps to secure his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP at our own choosing. Subsequently, by communication dated 10 February 2025, that is just Monday, Mr. Ofori Attar's lawyers transmitted to the OSP a generic letter procured by Mr. Ofori Attar purporting to be from a doctor in a foreign jurisdiction, stating that Mr. Ofori Attar had been seen and evaluated, and that he was undergoing further testing and management and possible surgical intervention at an indicated future time. And further, that his medical condition necessitates that he will stay and follow up on his appointments. On account of this purported medical letter, Mr. Ofori Attar's lawyers prayed that the attendance in person of Mr. Ofori Attar at the OSP should be fixed, taking into account the medical report from his doctors. And at 4:16 p.m. the very next day, that is yesterday, Tuesday, 11 February 2025, before we could respond to the letter that came on Monday, the OSP received another letter from Mr. Ofori Attar's lawyers. This time, it was an inquiry. Mr. Ofori Attar's lawyers wanted to know, and they stated that they were informed by the household of Mr. Ofori Attar that in the morning of Tuesday, 11 February 2025, that is yesterday, 12 men, comprising 1 police officer, 4 military men, and 7 other men in plain clothing, visited Mr. Ofori Attar's house, and that by threat of force, they were able to enter Mr. Ofori Attar's house, and they undertook an exercise purporting to be a search of every room, office, gym, and other spaces in the house. Mr. Ofori Attar's lawyers then inquired if the OSP could confirm that the actions of the 12 men were the instance of the OSP, so as to enable them to decide if a complaint to the police would be unnecessary. Mr. Oforiatta's lawyers then prayed for a prompt response from the OSP to prevent imposter action. We are now responding promptly, and we have chosen the course of answering Mr. Oforiatta's inquiry publicly at this briefing, considering the circumstances surrounding the purported raid at Mr. Oforiatta's house, media reportage of the purported raid, and in light of the reckoning that some media houses have stated emphatically that the OSP was behind the purported raid, and in light of the reckoning that the purported raid is being made to appear as if it was some untoward action by the OSP stemming from some contrived vendetta held by the OSP against Mr. Oforiatta. So, here we go. And this is our response to Mr. Oforiatta directly, but through you, the media. Mr. Oforiatta, the OSP did not raid your house on Tuesday, 11 February 2025, or on any other day. Mr. Oforiatta, the OSP did not cause any persons, however uniformed or bedecked, to raid your house on Tuesday, 11 February 2025, or on any other day. Mr. Oforiatta, that could not have been the OSP, and that is not our style. If the OSP enters your premises, you will not be in doubt as to whether it was the OSP that had come there, and your lawyers will not have cause to do an inquiry ascertaining whether it was the OSP. We have our unique methods of conducting searches, and we have uniquely designed insignia identifying ourselves, and not just by a statement that we are from the OSP. This is one such main insignia. A person cannot just show up and say they are from the OSP. It's cheap, anyone can say that. But when the OSP enters your premises, you will definitely know by our insignia, our methods, and the way we identify ourselves that this is the OSP. Our intelligence.
Ano kwamo mianka na awodi nipa pina ekwa tete mu pao amani pampempema wale agu odia sampa spiritual and herbal center awo womo yade se wombe mu wanya basisi a yade bi tise stroke gonorrhea anabama wale mre e wampamu low sperm count womo wanu aduro tatahwe ene je sam se saba ne sunsumu nsama womo tenete se ye sunsumu aware anasa yare bi ne yade amawo pampabone anabo ana wanya abai amane e court case wobetu charge osisi a enam omadwuma panti ni pampempem ene befo mu kofie ekoye sunsumu nyuma edemom samosini ene enzimani akabom dia sunsumu niama asie betu obi age wukunu anasa woyere awaresem adwuma sam akwantuo mu nsam ni nyina aya sumasam fabadan odia sampa spiritual and herbal center obehuyan of
New Koforidia ejoso ne konongo infinfin aye Ashanti region. Ehon ma number aye didi jumano aye 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421.
Odia Sampa Spiritual and Herbal Center. You be do us some amount.